Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Sanford here with My Little Mascara Club, and today we have the distinct pleasure of getting to speak with a personal growth expert and motivational speaker, Rachel O'Rourke. So, hello, Rachel.
Hey, so good to be here, Melissa.
We are thrilled that you are part of our Create Happy campaign and that you're going to share some insight and wisdom with us today. So, much appreciated.
I love that you're doing this. It's so important for women.
It really is, and especially right now with everything that's happening, it's a great time to remind women of their power and how to make their lives even just a little bit better. So, to get started, how about you just tell us a little bit about you and what you do and what you're all about?
Sure. Well, my name is Rachel O'Rourke, as you said, and I own a company called Spark Personal Growth Experiences for Women, and it's launched a little over 3.5 years ago, and it started out as this conference. I just wanted to bring women together to share powerful, vulnerable stories, and it's since morphed into this beautiful movement, a huge organization that now supports women 365 days a year in various aspects of their growth, whether that be in their mindset, spiritually, overall, just finding their happiness, which is so much in alignment with what you guys are doing.
Oh, that is so fabulous. And you do that you continue to do conferences and you also do podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, we're best known for Spark Portland. It's a big summit that we do in every September. And for the first 3 years, or 2.5 years, it was just the conference. And then I had this epiphany spring last year. I was like, God, women are really wanting connection and support every other day of the year, not just during September. And so now we do monthly live coaching calls, we do online events, we do storytelling nights. We have a personal development school called Spark School that comes out every week with a new module, and every that can be done. I mean, globally, that's everywhere.
Oh, that is fantastic. And is all of this available on your website at rachelorourke.com?
You can find it there. The main Spark site is at wearespark.us, but I mean, they both link to both websites, so either one.
Okay, great, because I think our viewers will definitely be interested in finding out more about that, and so will I. Note to self.
A
Oh, so great.
lot of fun.
Now, okay, so that's the business side of things, and obviously you're very successful there. So tell us a little bit about you personally.
Well, I'm a mama to four, three from, yeah, four. I know I say that out loud sometimes and I'm like, really? That sounds like a lot of kids, Rachel. I originally wanted to have two, and I've been blessed with four, three of my own biological descent and one amazing stepson. And they are ages 10 to 16. And it's this beautiful chapter, I think, of motherhood where I feel like I know these individual humans that have their own very distinct personalities, and I'm really enjoying it. But if you were to know me, like, gosh, 10 years ago, even 4 years ago, I would look like an almost unrecognizable person because I spent so many years chasing happy, but it was always somebody else's version of what happiness is, and constantly kept finding myself the opposite, completely unhappy. I would reach these levels of success. In my first marriage, it was stability and being able to have the house and the car and that everything that as a kid I thought that I wanted, because I was raised by a single mom. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get a stable marriage and I'm going to have money and do all these things. And when I got there, I was like, why am I still so deeply unsatisfied? So, I mean, if we had all day long, I would tell you my full story, but I ended up leaving that marriage with three kids and went into this huge self-discovery phase of my life where if I wasn't a mom and I wasn't a wife, like, who was I? Because I didn't have my kids 50% of the time at that point. Like, we shared custody for the first year. And so I was kind of forced into discovering what actually makes Rachel happy and found out really who I was as a woman. And since then, I've gotten remarried. And a few years ago, I found myself still feeling that unhappy, like, hole. And I didn't know why. I'm like, God, my family's amazing now. I've got this incredible husband. Why am I still unhappy? And ultimately, it was because I wasn't living out my purpose. I wasn't in a career that I loved. I thought that I was supposed to have this 9 to 5, 6-figure job. And as we all do, I mean, I think we're all just kind of conditioned and trained to to live a certain way. And once I discovered that I didn't have to actually pay attention to those barriers that I put up around myself, then life started getting really fun.
Isn't that great? It's so true. There's so much of our lives that we just try to fit into this mold. Like, I'm supposed to have a 9 to 5. I'm supposed to have health benefits through my employer, right? And
Yes.
once you realize that you don't have to do that, it's such an aha moment. It's such a moment of freedom. So I love that story.
Yeah. I mean, you can just create anything.
Well, you really can if you believe that you can. So, and it sounds like that's what your company is all about, which is amazing. We love that. So, there's so many different parts of life, right? There's work, there's our personal life, there's our love life. So, is there a particular area of your life where you think you've created some balance and really created a happy balance for yourself that you could share with us?
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, it's just in the day-to-day balance of all of the crazy things that women have to balance in any given day, especially as a mom,
Yes.
because you have children that need your attention. You have a husband. Like me, I own two companies. I have a marketing agency as well as Spark. And I mean, friendships that need nurtured. And for me, like when I finally discovered that I didn't have to set such high expectations to get everything done perfectly. And if I just followed in any given moment and every single day what feels good, regardless of what my calendar says, regardless of what I thought I was going to accomplish, then everything just always unfolds perfectly for me. And I had this like epiphany aha moment last year sometime. I was doing this big live coaching call. I had hundreds of women that were supposed to be on it. I made the mistake of scheduling it during like the first or second day of my menstrual cycle, when I am like want to curl up in a ball and not be around other humans. And initially my part of my brain was like you will look so flaky if you cancel this. You have to show up for these women. You said you were going to. And the other part of my brain, and really what my heart was saying, is that you have to nurture what feels good to you right now. And you're not going to be able to show up in the way that you want to if you don't listen to this part of yourself, Rachel. And so I recorded this quick video and sent it out to everybody and just said, listen, I'm honoring my body today. I'm going to do what feels good, which means I'm putting on pajamas and watching like a chick flick and not being around other humans. And what I thought was going to happen was this backlash of women saying, but I carved out time in my calendar to be here for you. And I got met with the complete opposite. It was support from women who were like, thank you so much for sharing this with us, because you give me permission to do this myself. And we need to honor our desires every single day and what feels good in that moment. And by doing so, life flows so much easier, and you end up getting even more accomplished than you initially anticipated, because you're letting things flow in the way that they're supposed to.
That is so profound. I think that, as you said, as women, we feel like we have to do everything. And if
Yeah.
it's on my list and I was going to get it done today, it must get done today. And I love how you gave that personal story, because I think a lot of us would have just went ahead and did the call. And you're right. You wouldn't have shown up as your most authentic, best, glowing self, feeling that way physically. So I
Yeah.
think that is such a great message to everyone watching this, and specifically to me. I think there are no mistakes in the universe. And the fact that I'm talking to you today, not a mistake. Let's just say that.
Well, I mean, women and men, I mean, I 100% believe in equal rights, obviously. I mean, we need to be treated equally, but we are very different creatures. We are trying to move in a masculine dominated energetic world right now in a masculine way, and it's just not how we're supposed to be doing things. Men do have the ability to just push forward and push through, but women, because we have these beautiful cycles, if you can just pay attention to that, the feminine energy is so powerful. But if we're trying to navigate in with any sort of masculine energy and not honoring our divine feminine, we're just not going to be able to show up and actually serve the world in the way that we're supposed to.
That's such a nugget of wisdom for people. I hope they take that away and take it very seriously. So
I hope so too.
that was going to be my next question, was to give us a nugget of wisdom, but you've given us a huge nugget of wisdom there. One question I would like to ask you that's kind of relevant right now is, with the whole COVID-19 issue and people being sequestered at home, and I think anxiety is running a little bit high, is there anything that you can recommend to our viewers, to our women? And it could be what you just talked about, but that might help them navigate this a little bit better with kids at home and these other responsibilities.
Oh, absolutely. I think that so many people right now are, I mean, there's just so much uncertainty and everybody's thinking about what's next. What's next? What can I expect? What should we do next? What's the next step? And the question that we need to be asking ourselves is not what's next, but what do I need right now? What should I be doing right now with my time? Because we don't know what's next. We don't know. And really, COVID or no COVID, in life, we do not know what's going to happen. And we spend so much time focusing on plans for the future. And I'm a believer of dreaming and visualizing what you want. But when it comes to action, it really needs to be focused on right now. What should I be doing with my time and my energy right now? And if you can change your focus to that, you'll find that there's so much that you can control in your day right now. There's so much that you can enjoy right now. And without I'm not saying to not worry about the future, to not be concerned about what's happening, because I know that there's people who've lost their jobs and there is a lot of things that are unknown, but you're not going to change that by worrying about that. What you can do is just focus on now and how you can make an impact in your own life and your family right now.
Absolutely. That ties together perfectly with what you just said before, because if what you need right now is to lay on the couch with your kids and, play a game, then be okay with that and do that and honor that.
Yes.
It is definitely an uncertain time. So I think that's really, really good advice. Thank you for that.
Oh, well, I learned it the hard way because I was stressing out about what does this mean for Spark in September? We've got this massive conference at the Oregon Convention Center.
Right.
And like ultimately I had to get myself back into the mindset with stop worrying about that. How can I serve women now? How can we make it impact on them right now and not worrying about that far ahead? And once we shifted that gear, I mean, we now are able to have like these deep conversations that are online via Zoom that are just as impactful, but so needed right now because women more than ever are needing community and support and just a platform to be able to share how they're feeling.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for what you're doing for the world.
No, thank you. I mean, you're doing great work as well, and being able to connect and meet each other, I think is fantastic. Because you never know how this little dot, this moment in our lives is going to have a ripple effect in each of our lives, but also people who are here listening.
So, do you have any parting words of wisdom before we say goodbye?
Right now is this beautiful time to just pause and think about really like what, and so many people are wanting to rush back to normal. Really think about what pieces of normal you actually want to rush back to. We have this incredible moment where we can reflect and look at our lives and see what we want to change and make decisions now that can impact the rest of your life. We may never get a time like this again when the whole world is collectively having this moment of pause and reflection. Take advantage of it.
This has been very enlightening for me, and I'm sure everyone who watches it. And everyone, don't forget to visit Rachel at rachelo'Rourke.com, or what is the other one?
wearespark.us.
wearespark.us, and take advantage of all the wonderful programs and conferences that Rachel has to offer. Okay, everyone, go out and create some happy. Bye.
Bye.